Welcome to the Augmentation of Man. I'm Renee Miller.
Kent.
Today we're going to be talking about this conjunction of Neptune with the outer planets. And this is something that we have,
It's a continuation of what we've already talked about.
we've put out a couple of videos over the last couple of years about this period of time. And our question is are we here yet? Are we there yet this week with this planetary alignment that the astrologers are just going bonkers
They say
over
this is extremely rare, this
with this
alignment.
basket alignment, and they don't seem to be all on the same page because this has never happened before in recorded human history. So I would have to say that according to messages we've received, is that this marks the beginning of the new cycle. But we're going to go over these messages in that we've received. These are channeled messages that Kent received while he is in a trance state or a meditative state. And we will make some sense out of this. This is what we've been told. We are not astrologers, but we have noticed that the astrologers are speaking the same language that we are. They just give a better timeline.
So with that, we will get into the messages that I received. Are we there yet? Well, we don't know, but that's what we're trying to determine.
Yeah.
So in August 2011, we were told Neptune will give credence to all.
Mm-hmm. Credence meaning
Truth, valid belief, credibility.
and then in August 2017, we were told you will make it to your future when you know your past. You understand your past, your change. So I asked, what determines the timing of the integration with a higher self, which is understanding who you are at the soul level, and you will understand and know your
Yeah, it
past.
says always integration is self-taught.
So this is up to ourselves to integrate with the higher self. And
And the planetary alignments, evidently, is supposed to help this take place.
yeah, so the planetary alignments don't make events happen. They just open
The
the
parameters.
parameters for certain events to happen. And are we there yet?
Yeah. So does this period of time allow this to happen because of this planetary alignments? And they said yes. The conjunction of Neptune will release energy within the system.
So there is an energy when you talk about the alignment of the planets relative to Neptune. This is going to release an energy that helps it to happen. It opens the parameters for this to happen, and then we have to be participants in order to make it happen.
Yeah, it said we were told that the conjunction of Neptune had arrived, but was waiting for the outer planets to move into their position.
Mm-hmm.
So these outer planets have a very, very long orbit around the sun, the far outer ones. Well, the planets now appear to be in this position. So astrologers are talking about these outer planetary alignments now more than ever.
Mm-hmm. And it was this week that it dawned on me, these astrologers are all talking about the outer planets. And is this it? Is this where we're at?
Yeah, we're asking that question. We don't know the answer yet.
So as we continue on with the actual messages, you want to take that?
Yeah, the Neptune enhances the attributes of all things organic.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, the Neptune is celestial body of knowledge accompanying those that understand.
And since our bodies are organic and everything else is organic, and everything that is organic is changing and shifting upward in vibration, this conjunction of Neptune is also going to be a part of enhancing our physical bodies for those who desire to understand.
Again, for those that
Mhm.
desire.
It doesn't affect people who
Yeah.
don't want to go down that path and are not ready yet.
And this part I don't understand, not being an astrologer, but it says Neptune is in the eighth house of understanding.
And I wanted to understand that better. And so I asked, because it relates to a birth chart, I asked, is this relative to Neptune's, or I'm sorry, the Earth's
Yeah.
birth chart? And the answer was the solar system. So this is when they say Neptune is an eighth house of understanding, this is relative to the birth of our solar system. And they also added that we would have the ability to, through the events unfolding at this time, to correlate when that was, which would be really interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to do it, but maybe our astronomers or scientists or even maybe astrologers would be able to do that.
So they said with the chaos and the turmoil that's happening, it opens the parameters for our reconnection.
And that reconnection is with the higher self, which is a part of the soul that guides our learning process. And that's what we're here for, is the learning.
So they're talking about a luminescence of understanding will come to those, again, to those that want it. Okay? That want the knowledge of proprietary.
Propriety is the word that they used.
Okay. That
Meaning to conform to the standards of behavior. They want the knowledge of propriety. And I would have to say that it's the standards of behavior that exist within universal beings, other beings outside the earth, because humanity hasn't gotten there yet.
No. So Neptune, a cursor of knowledge for all to begin who want understanding.
And a cursor, I think what it's doing is it's pointing, a cursor of knowledge is pointing to where the knowledge will be coming from, for those who want to understand. So I think that, Neptune has a part in all of this, in our being able to access our higher self and our soul, to understand who we are in all of eternity, and then to be able to subsequently be able to tie into the universal consciousness and access that universal understanding. So
Renee asked a question, how do we access that knowledge? And the answer was given, this is through self-understanding.
So you have to understand the higher self first.
Through self-penetration of thought.
Now that's when the higher self starts to come through, and you start receiving these thoughts that it's like, I was thinking of something else, and this thought just popped into my head.
But most people
so pay attention to that.
Most people just throw that out. They don't.
Yeah. We override it and we discount it, but pay attention to it, because that's the higher self that's trying to communicate to you and give you an understanding or prompt you to look something up. Like a word that maybe you've not used before, or you forgot what the meaning was, and
Yeah.
then you go to the dictionary and you look the word up and the definition, and something relates to what's going on in your life.
Yeah. So the reliance on self, that's,
Yes. So we have to rely on the higher self that's guiding our learning
yes,
process.
I got many times a fortuitous event of knowledge to be undertaken.
Fortuitous is a word that when you look up the root words, it means through consideration. When I asked our guides what the definition meant or was, they gave me the word purposeful. So this is an intentional um, effort.
Yeah,
Okay.
a fortuitous understanding of the exterior.
Okay. So then I had to ask, what exterior are you talking about? Is this exterior to our sphere, the Earth? And they said outside of this sphere and the self. So our higher self and our soul is here within this body. They're talking about this is going on outside of Earth. And so the a pertuitous understanding, so what that means is a purposeful understanding of what is going on outside of the earth.
So just we asked a question just a few days ago. So we were told this alignment is going to happen, but what we were told was that very soon things are going to
Well, very soon
begin.
that the sun would surpass
Yes,
its
it's an
influence.
influence.
So,
So,
what does
wow, what
that
does that
mean?
mean? It's going to be a lot
Surpass its.
worse. The sun's been influencing Earth for eons, as we know.
Mhm. But the
And
way that it's been, its norm now is
yeah,
going
going to
to be
surpass.
much more. So we've
Yeah,
seen much more solar activity in the
like
last
more
year.
activity.
And so I think what they're telling us is that there's going to be an excessive amount of solar
Yeah,
activity. Now, the geophysicists and other scientists have started to realize that when there is solar activity, such as a coronal mass ejection, where there's this ejection of plasma from the sun directly toward the earth, or there's a coronal hole, which is a hole in the sun's outer atmosphere, and it's leaking plasma directly toward the earth,
which
that we
causing
seem to
wind
have
increase.
more
Yeah,
volcanic activity and more earthquake activity.
yeah. So solar winds pick up too when all this happens. So
Mhm.
all, but
And
from the sun.
the way that it was described to us was that this plasma interacts with the ionosphere and I'm sorry, the electromagnosphere, and that interacts with Earth's iron core, and so that gets the magma excited.
It comes to the
It's to
surface.
some level,
Yeah,
and that causes the increase in volcanic activity. You have more movement, possibly, of the magma, and that also
well,
influences the earthquake
right.
activity.
We talked about orbital change in the surface of the continents moving with all this. So,
Yes, and so this recent message was
yeah,
talking about this orbital change is going to be happening very soon. They call it an orbital thrust. And there's been a lot of talk about this hypothetical planet called Planet X, Nibiru. It also goes by the ninth planet.
yeah.
And
So
look it up if you've never heard of it. But the astronomers were noticing that under a
The
telescope
telescope,
that planets out, way out, were moving, or
the
they
moon,
were being influenced by a gravitational field,
mhm,
but they couldn't tell what was causing that to
because it
happen.
was behind the sun. So
And they think that there's a planet that is large and has a quite a significant gravitational field we just can't see for some reason. Now, our guides said it's behind the sun, so we can't
yeah,
see it. But we were told
but
by our guides that Nibiru, they call it Nibiru, is a course corrector. And so the reason why all this has to take place is because over eons, everything drifts in its orbit. Things change. The
yeah,
orbits change, the axis changes.
the
There's,
continents change.
I'm
The
sorry.
continents change. All these have happened
Yeah,
over thousands and thousands of years.
but I'm talking about out there
Well,
in the atmosphere, out in the cosmos, that you have suns that die, you have new planets
well,
being formed.
that's in the universe that you're talking
Right.
about now.
Well, out in the cosmos. And what happens is that you have a shift of mass and weight, and it causes everything to become out of balance. And
Yeah,
so there's ciphers of the creator who mathematically calculate what needs to shift and change in order to reinstate balance. So the
well,
earth
she's just
shifting,
she's not talking about Earth. She's talking about the universe being
right.
rebalanced.
So all the planets may be affected by this. There's going to be a great shift of planetary or celestial
Yeah,
bodies, let's put it that way, that will shift in their orbit to some degree. And
right.
Earth's inclination will shift, and there will be other changes in Earth's orbit. So this will cause
Crustal movement.
massive
Yeah,
crustal movement. So expect there is going to be major earthquakes that will happen.
around Earth, around the world.
Yes,
Yeah,
you can imagine, pushing Earth in space into another position and what that might do.
yeah. So with that, we want you not to be scared, but just to be informed
And prepared,
and prepared.
understand there's going to be a lot of Earth changes, and that there may be areas such as farm areas that may be affected by this, and you need to have a supply of food. Seeds would be
Wa-
great to have,
Water.
water, clean water, and a way of getting these things in perpetuity, because we were told originally it would be about 2 years of self-sustaining because of all these
Yeah.
changes happening. So you can't, save up 2 years of toilet paper. What are you going to do? Well,
Use
that's why,
large leaves. I don't know.
well, a bidet if you can afford it. But I tell you what, hair dye bottles that have a tapered tip would be a very cheap way of just cleaning yourself
Up.
with toileting if you don't have toilet paper.
Yeah. So there's many things that we can say you can do, but I want
Yeah,
you to
a
stop and
rain
think a minute.
barrel
Yeah,
for
you
water.
can think about these different
Mhm.
things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a lot on YouTube. You can just,
Yeah.
just put in your search on YouTube. There's all kinds of videos
Yeah.
for
Okay.
self-sustaining and being able to get water. Um,
Yeah. And we are not preppers by any.
but it
But
is going
we
to,
do call people to prepare
right.
mentally and emotionally.
Emotionally, yes,
Yeah.
because we're looking at some major
Yeah.
changes, and it helps to understand People will say, well, why do I need to know this? And I don't want to know. It's just like doom and gloom. But you have to look at it as the gift of knowledge that allows you the time to
Yeah,
prepare for what's
yeah,
coming.
it's called understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we want to thank you for joining us today. And we hope that you got something out of it. Please leave us a comment. Where are you watching from? That would be
Yeah,
really interesting to read, where you are living or where you're watching from.
maybe
And
the other side of the world
yeah,
or another planet. Oh my gosh.
yeah. And I would suggest one more thing is
What-
if you live near ocean waters, if you have the ability to move,
Move in then.
yeah, move far inland. And if you don't have a go bag, some emergency things that you have ready to go at a moment's notice,
Yeah,
you
that
just
quick,
grab your
yeah,
bag and go.
right, like a small fold-up tent that you can get in for protection from the weather and etc.
Have some
Yeah,
cash on hand.
yeah. So
Just a little at a time, just sock it away.
that's right.
Some
So
dried foods,
yeah. So
granola bars and protein powder,
she likes all this stuff. Anyhow,
that sort of thing.
anyhow, I want to thank you for listening
Yeah.
to our podcast
And
and
chime in. Let us know
let
what you
us know what
think.
you think.
Peace be with you on your journey to enlightenment.
Yeah.
Have a great
Okay.
week.